you know, how I got this information, and meeting people and seeing things that would, by anyone else's description, would be considered out of this world. Some of those experiences won't be believable. They're just simply not going to be believable to people. And I've shared some of my testimonies that are outside of trading, and they sound like made up stories. And I don't care what people's opinions are. I really don't care, because they happened. I experienced it. I'm bringing the receipts to show you that these things caused this change in me, that I can't say this is the reason why. It really was this. It really was this teacher, this book. It was really this thing, this strategy that I renamed like everybody else is saying. I have had literally Old Testament experiences that I don't know how else to say except for this is what happened. When I tell people in honesty that I hear a voice. I hear it. It tells me exactly what it wants me to do, what to say, and when I listen to it, I'm right. When I was learning how to do this, I would literally be crying and praying, asking, please, I'm ready to end myself, because I wouldn't let go of it. Look here. I would look, and then the audible part sometimes wouldn't be audible. It would be like internal, but it's not my conscience talking. And then I grew the courage to just run with it and just talk to it like I'm talking to you. And in the beginning, I thought I was losing my mind. I thought I was going mad. And as I was opening myself up more to it and that's what fed me doing this all night long and going to work with 3 hours sleep, sometimes less than that. And then they're running out of energy. There's some of you that are probably listening to this. Maybe you're a Muslim and you think Allah's God. I don't think that. Some of you think that Buddha's God. I don't think that. Some of you think that Jesus is the Son of God and he's part of a Godhead. I don't believe that. I believe there's one God. I don't know why he spoke to me. I don't know. I don't deserve it. I do not deserve that. But there will be no one that's going to ever rise up and speak against him or my experiences and belittle any of it. And I sat out here on Twitter for over 2 years, challenging, begging, and pleading this little man to let me show you. And he was too fearful. I came right back to Twitter to show you exactly what's real. I've allowed you all into my world. I've allowed you into my life. And I've told you things that none of you are in a position to expect or demand. And when I'm honest with you, and I'm telling you what took place and how it happened, and then you want to make a joke about it, does that inspire me to tell you more? Do my children telling me that people are trying to reach out to them through their cell phones? Are you ICT's dad? Can you ask your dad to do this and can you ask your dad to do that? And they run up on them in public? Does that make me feel like I made a good decision by ever opening my mouth about any of this? I believe the scripture that refers to be careful how you entertain strangers, because many times you're entertaining angels unaware. I've had conversations with people that wouldn't make any sense to you. They knew me. I don't know them. And truth be told, because I know this would never fit with what most of you would accept as reality, real, whatnot, and even this whole discussion here, sound bites are going to be taken from it. They're going to turn it into clout chasing videos because they lose their accounts live on their live streams. They can't join the Robbins Cup. They can't do it. And I have never, ever, ever, ever joined a Robbins Cup with my children's name. They never done it. And I didn't lose it 3 times, 2 times, 4 times, 5 times. I sank that account because it was synced to a MyFX book. And I was told by good source that they had every intentions of copying every trade. And I sank it. And I posted right on that MyFX book website, "You were my bitches." And people have taken that and twisted it and said I was talking to my students. No, I said it about MyFX book. I don't mind doing something to mar my image because all I got to do is come out here for a week and prove to you I know exactly what I'm talking about and what these markets are going to do. So the 4th book is an answer for people that just don't want to take the truth. You need a side story. You need something else to entertain you. How does this guy know how to do this? So I believe the 2 people I met, you need a side story. So I'll give you that. Might be entertaining for some of you, Tom Clancy-esque, but the rest is rooted in stuff you find in the Old Testament. When I said I stood out in front of my house and I basically said, "God, this is the moment. I need to know. I need to know this right now." And I didn't say it, but I said it in my heart. Audibly, I didn't say it, but in my heart, I said, if this does not happen, I'm putting all of this down. And I'm going to just assume that it's all been emotions worked up in a frenzy. But I need this right now. I need to know that you hear me. I need to know that if you answer this, I will never doubt whatever outcome comes from whatever prayer I ask for. And I'm not asking for a yes every time, because it'll be no from you if it doesn't happen, and I'm okay with it. I'll know that you heard me, and that's all I need to know. But I need to know that you hear me. And I asked for it. Something so trivial, like a child. I came to him like a child. I said, I want to see a shooting star. Right where I'm looking, I'm not even going to blink because I already know it's coming. I don't even know why I said that. It just felt like I had to say it. And it looked like 2 pinpoint lights bouncing on one another, going from right to left. And I couldn't take my eye off of it. And I got butterflies telling you this all over again. My voice is shaking because I'm right in that same moment again. And where it stopped, a small, ever so tiny, thin shooting star from left to right shot right across. And before I could open my mouth and say, "That's it, I know exactly, thank you so much," it's like a softball or a grapefruit. Now, this is the only way I can describe it. If you take your right hand, extend it in front of your face, as far as your arm can reach. Imagine a grapefruit or a softball, just a little bit larger than a regular baseball, Major League Baseball size diameter. This ball of fire, literally from left to right, exactly where I was looking, exactly where the first 2 pinpoint lights ended and the first shooting star started, it began right there. And I saw it so slowly move across the sky right in front of where I was standing and looking up at. It lit the whole area up like it was daytime. I heard it crackling. And I couldn't believe what I just saw and heard. I'm looking around like, did anybody else please see that with me? And I was the only one standing there. And I started jumping up and down, crying and laughing at the same time. Because what do you do with that? What do you do with that? Like, what do you do at that moment? It shakes your whole core. Like, I got butterflies talking about all over again. I knew that he was telling me unequivocally, never doubt me, I hear you. Because he trusted when I told him, if it's no, it's no, and I'm okay with it. And there's been many things I've asked for, it's no. But sometimes it's yes, and it's confirmed with a yes when it matters most. My son Cameron, he was on a travel team for soccer. And my daughter's birthday, we were going to go to a Kobe steakhouse and celebrate it there. And he had a game scheduled that same day. And he didn't want to go there because he didn't want to eat, the Japanese food. So she's like, well, I can take him, drop him off at the game, and meet you there. And I was like, immediately she said that, I get this unction in my spirit. Tell her no. I said, no, you can't do that. She's like, it's not a big deal. I promise I can be there. You won't be waiting long. I said, no. It's not safe. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, I'm going to go. I'm going to take him. I told her again, she's going down the steps, please don't go. Something bad's going to happen. Please just don't go. It's going to be all right. It's going to be fine, Michael. Just go. I'll meet you guys there. Well, 20 minutes later, she's calling me. My youngest son was in the back seat riding with her. He's screaming, I want my dad. I want my dad. She hit black ice, spun around, and a truck plowed into her. Totaled the car. Cameron's shoulders messed up. He bangs his head against the window. And my youngest son's tore up because the seatbelt damaged his front of his body, and he hit his head against the seat. And he's panicking. And she's panicking. She don't know where she's at. She don't know if she can move the car out of the middle of the road. And then the phone dies. That same voice told me to close the door when I was a teenager, right before my friend, who's no longer with us anymore, pulled his father's trigger and almost blew my face off with his gun. And every paint chip that hit me in the face, I thought was buckshot. And all the buckshot was on the side of the door I was standing on, and not one of it hit me. That same voice. To someone that's an atheist, to someone that has another religion, this sounds schizophrenic. This sounds like you're hearing voices. You're mad. And if anybody else was telling me this and I didn't have faith in God, I would think the same thing. I understand, but I can't make you believe it, and I don't care if you do. Where do you think I learned this? Where do you think it came from? Because I've told everyone, $5 million US. Find it anywhere. Talking about it in a comment section or tweeting about it, it's just rebooted, doesn't hold water. And I only want credit so that way in these books and like in these discussions here, I don't want praise. I want the opportunity to direct it to him. Because it's his. And I don't deserve being the person I know I was and who I still am. Somebody else should have had this. And I feel guilty. I feel guilty leaving because I feel like I'm not doing what I was supposed to do. But I love my wife. I'm not going to be able to answer everything for some of you. You don't have to believe anything I say. I want you to not believe it. I want you to test it. If it's real, you'll know. That fourth book is fiction for a reason. I'm giving you something other than what I've already told you, because some people want that more than simply what it is. You can't imagine. You can't imagine something outside of our time domain, outside of our physical property of gravity, in our simulation that we live in, that created everything and us. He's incapable of telling me something like this. He's incapable of teaching you something. You're trying to tell me that there isn't a creator that can't find a way to communicate to somebody and give them an understanding that it would have never had anywhere else? Where did Solomon get his wisdom from? He asked for it. He asked for it. How did he ask for it? Give me wisdom so I can lead my people. What? Give me wisdom so I can help others. And that's how I asked it. I wanted it for me in the beginning, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't tell you what any of these candlesticks were going to do. Everything was failure. My motivation was, I can't be selfish. I felt convicted. I felt like the Holy Spirit was dealing with me because I was a very selfish person. Because I needed to be validated. I needed to feel significant because my own family didn't see it in me. They didn't want nothing to do with me. I was supposed to be aborted. And my murderous father had to threaten my own mother with her own life for me to be born. He's still out there in Jessup, Maryland. He's up there. 155634 is his inmate number. Michael Joe Hallington. Write to him. It'll probably take a long time for him to write back because his eyes are really bad, but he's got a friend that'll write back to you probably. I know all this stuff sounds like, what the heck? This sounds like a movie. And honestly, that's another reason why I want to drop down and I don't want any more attention. I don't want any more attention. That book literally is me giving the people that just don't want to hear the truth something to hang their hat on. I codified Enigma. It's mine. It's mine. That is not the algorithm that delivers price. This is what handshakes with it. Two different things. Totally two different things. Listening to me, understand that I was a failure in that regard because of time management skill. I had to learn that late. And as a father, as a business owner, a trader, and a husband, you only have 1440. And you have to make the best of it. And while some of you don't run on the little sleep that I try to run on, you have to have more sleep because you're doing other things. You worry about things I don't have to worry about. So all of that requires more rest. I don't think I'm equipped to tell someone that has to have a job, has a family member, maybe a spouse, or maybe a new relationship, or just falling out of a relationship. I don't think I'm in a position where I can give any usable approach except for you just have this many minutes a day, this many hours a day, this many days a week, this many days a month, and what you got coming in as income and what you have to do to manage everything that goes on. Like we had cheerleading with my daughter, we had sports, everything with my kids, and I was rarely ever there. So I failed as the dad. I failed as the husband. I failed as the supportive daddy coming to every game. It was a few times that I made it. And I'm telling you, so few, it's shameful. And I don't think that I'm in a position of authority to be able to tell anyone how to do it, because I didn't do it. And that's why I tell you, and that's why I teach this way, because I'm remorseful to it. I wish I could have been better at it, but I chased the money. I chased the prominence. I chased the affluence, and I also chased the feeling of the success of being able to do it. And when that happens, and you come from a modest upbringing, no money. I didn't come from money. I didn't come from affluence. Only two other people in my pedigree ever graduated high school, and one other person went to college. My uncle and my aunt. And my uncle graduated college and had to go to work for a KFC with a business degree. So I'm not from a very high pedigree. I was working class hero, raised by a lumber hauling Navy man that worked at Essex Lumber, and he drove a forklift and made $300 a week gross. So I don't think I'm in a position to be able to give that kind of advice. In the beginning, I started with a want. I wanted to be significant. I wanted to be able to afford things that none of my family members could. And I dated a girl that I wanted to impress, and I later married. And she left me for a 40-year-old man that used to give me candy at his family grocery store. So I can relate to your first wife story, but not to be the guy that outdoes you. I think it's a little bit more painful when she's 17 and she goes with a 40-year-old man. So I had a lot of hurt and a necessity for me to rise up above whatever anyone thought of me and my family. So it starts with the belief that it's possible for you. If you don't have that, everyone around you is going to convince you that it's not for you. So that mile marker, you have to have that right from Jump Street. You can't not have that. And as long as you hold on to that, you can lose everything but that. And as long as you have that, that's enough for you to say, I'm not quitting. It's just a matter of time. You have to be responsible and own every action is no one else's fault but your own. In the beginning, I faulted everything. I faulted brokers. I faulted the people I learned from and thought I was understanding what they just wrote in one chapter. I would literally take something I read in one chapter and be so quick to go out there and put it into real practice with real money. And then, gone. Lose. The time I understood that my efforts were panning out and was presenting what it is I was beginning to see as the first stages of figuring out what it is I should be doing as a trader was when I stopped trying to trade everything and focus on one or two things. And I'm very appreciative of Larry Williams for this aspect, because he talked about how he was trading all the commodities, the agricultural markets and the financial markets. And then finally, it wasn't until he settled in on two markets, the bond market and the S&P 500. And he didn't care what anything else did. I shunned that advice early on. I said, okay, that's just opinion, because I can make more if I follow all these other markets. But that's foolishness, because I didn't have enough money to meet the margin to be able to trade even one contract of 5 different markets, let alone all the markets I was following. And once I started seeing the progress of seeing only a few handful of setups between the bond market and the S&P 500, I knew that all I needed to be able to do is focus on a model, one approach to doing it, do it for the week, and once I hit my number, stop. And if I can be consistent doing that, I'm going to build a rapport with the market and my ability to stick to a model. I will build discipline, and I'll have something to hang my fears against when I do have losing trades. because I have a progress that I can go back to and say, no, it doesn't mean it's failed. It's because I have this where it worked, I have this where it worked, this is where it worked, this is where it worked. So it's a way for me to lean on my own experiences because the books at that time stopped working for me. They didn't give me inspiration anymore. I stopped buying books because they no longer gave me hope. So I had to find that in my own experiences. So it was at that time when I abandoned the pursuit of buying courses, books for the sake of learning something I had to replace a failed logic on. I had sound logic. I was accumulating real experience, but I didn't need, or I didn't know that I needed that in the beginning when I first started because I thought it was a trick to trading that I just had to mimic versus discovering who I was and what I needed to fix about myself and patience. That was I started that on Baby Pips. That was the first thing I started talking about. You have to have patience. Everything that you want can happen. Given enough time, you put the effort in consistently, you will get the results. No matter what, by default, you'll get it. But too many people rush to get there. And that rushing causes you to forget why you even started trading in the first place. You all want to make more money. That's why I did it. I didn't originally start trading to be a rich person. I wanted to be able to stop working at 40. So my plan was 20 years. I was willing to wait 20 years. Some of you don't even want to listen to a 2-hour lecture that's going to help you make $2,000 in a week. You're complaining that it's too long to go through that. I was submitting to a 20-year program. You're bitching about going through a 4-year degree at college. I had a 20-year program. You're complaining about having to work the rest of your life and never had anything inside of that. I was subscribing to the idea that I'm going to have to work until I'm 40 and I'm not going to be able to take any change in direction until I'm at that age of 40. So it was a different mindset. That's at that moment, that's how I knew every effort I was putting forward was going to yield the results I was aiming for, but I had them in very small, little bite sizes in terms of reality. Most of the stuff really, if you really condense it, they're all just basically trying to tell me what they do with it and just say thank you. And there's a short way of doing it. Just send a tweet. I'll appreciate it. I'll like it. I'll show it to my family and say, here's another one. Everybody that ever shows me their results with what they've done with this, my whole family sees it. I'm proud of you. You're like one of my children. I don't care if you're older than me. I look at you as you just did something that I can hang on my wall and say, that's mine. They listened and they did it. They're succeeding. They don't just like flash across my screen and I'm forgetting it. Like I have screenshots of everything. Every one of your certificates that you pass, every time you do a withdrawal, every time you sent me pictures. I have boxes of stuff that people have sent me letters, pictures of their certificates, their photographs, drawings, everything. I save all that stuff. I have all kinds of stuff saved up from even when I was doing the mentorship, people that wrote me and appreciating and saying this and saying that. Yeah, in a lot of ways, I'm a pack rat for that because they're treasures to me. When I'm older and no longer anybody reaching out and it dies down, and I want it to, I want to be able to sit back on my rocking chair and pull out these things and relive all these moments because they're like journals. They're like journal entries. They're people's lives that I was so fortunate enough to be able to touch and make something better for them by having my time and energy directed towards them. And you've given me a gift by sharing your experience with what I've done with my entire life. And I thank and appreciate all of you that have done that.